The Petzl Reverso 3 is Petzl's leading belay device in terms of a number of its functionalities. I just want to run you through now some of the things that this belay device can do. The first thing to note though is the way that it's going to hold the dead rope and break the rope when we're belaying. It's got these little V-grooved asymmetrical channels which, as the rope drops deeper into the channel, if it's a thin skinny rope, it's going to apply a lot of friction at the bottom of that channel. If it's a fatter rope, it's going to sit higher in the channel, and therefore you're going to get roughly the same amount of friction depending on the rope that you've got. Petzl call this ARC technology, or adaptive rope control technology. So to set it up for your normal belaying, you're going to take your rope and you're going to feed it through in the normal manner. Get your HMS carabiner, clip it onto your belay loop, and then you're ready to roll with your belaying in the normal fashion. One of the other great bits of functionality of this Petzl Reverso is its ability to bring up 2 seconds at the same time using an auto-locking belaying method. So what I've done, just to demonstrate this, I set up this notional belay stance on the multi-pitch route, and I'm just going to show you how to set that up. I've got a notional second on the ropes here. I'm using 2 full ropes, one to bring up each of my seconds. And I've clipped the Reverso itself into the strong point at the anchor and done that up. And then round the back, I've just clipped both of the ropes through. Just notice that the climbing rope, the live rope, is the rope that's on top, and that's the one that's going to go down to my climbers. Now, if the climber takes a fall, it's going to automatically lock off, and that's a hands-free device there. One of the great benefits of this is if you are doing multi-pitch routes, it means that now as a lead climber, I can be sorting out my kit, prepping the equipment for the next pitch, so that as soon as the seconds arrive, we're away, and it's really nice and slick way of sorting out your stances. One of the awkward things about this is if your second falls. So what we're going to do now is just have a look at how we can sort out a system that if the second takes a fall and needs a bit of slack, how we're going to give them that slack into the system. Okay, so I'm just going to manufacture a situation here where I'm imagining that my second has taken a fall, and for whatever reason they need me to pay out a little bit of slack to them. So the second's taken a fall, and now there's the loaded rope here, and I need to give some slack in this system. Because it's all locked up at the moment, I can't do that. So what I need to be able to do is lift the whole system up a little bit, put a bit of angle in it, and that's going to release the system, and by doing it gently, I can control the amount of the speed at which I'm going to be giving them rope and lowering them. So the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to take a nice long sling, and I'm going to lark's foot it through the really small recess at the base of the Reverso. Once I've lark's footed it through the base of the Reverso, I'm then going to take it up through an appropriate anchor. And in this case, I'm just going to take it up through this one up here. And then by pulling down on it, you'll see that it's going to lift the base of the Petzl up, of the Reverso up, and by doing that, it's going to start to release the system. Now, that's all well and good if your partner's not that heavy, but if they are heavy, what you can do is actually extend this sling and end up getting your foot on it and really pushing down on it and putting some weight in it. And eventually, even if they're really heavier and considerably heavier than you are, you're going to be able to release that system. So that's one way of giving rope to my second if they're hanging on the rope, but there's a way which is actually slightly faster, but it takes a little bit more strength to do, and isn't always going to work if the person you're climbing with, your second, is a lot heavier than you. And the way to do this is to get the nose of the carabiner and insert it through the hole at the bottom there. When it's in that position then, you're going to grab hold of the carabiner, and whilst the weight is on it, you're just going to use your torque to lift it up, and you can see straight away that by lifting it up, we're just letting a bit of rope slide through. Really great method because it's so fast to do, but it's not going to work with people that are considerably heavier than you are. Really nice little tip when you're using these Reverso 3s is a way which you can speed up the transitions at your belay stances. I'm going to imagine now in this manufactured situation that I'm bringing up my seconds, and my second arrives at the belay stance. As soon as he arrives at the belay stance, I'm going to put him on a clove hitch and isolate him from the belay that he's on. Okay, so that now is the rope where my second, soon to become the leader, is isolated from the reverso free. I then strip out the reverso free, chuck that straight onto my own belay loop. And now you can see as soon as I've stripped him off his independent anchor, he's going to be ready to start lead climbing that pitch. So all we've got to do now is swap over the gear and he's ready to go. The ropes are orientated in the correct fashion and it's a really nice, slick, fast way of switching lead belays on a multi-pitch climb. The Petzl Reverso 3 is Petzl's leading belay device in terms of a number of its functionalities. I just want to run you through now some of the things that this belay device can do. The first thing to note though is the way that it's going to hold the dead rope and break the rope when we're belaying. It's got these little V-grooved asymmetrical channels which, as the rope drops deeper into the channel, if it's a thin skinny rope, it's going to apply a lot of friction at the bottom of that channel. If it's a fatter rope, it's going to sit higher in the channel